Hello there, welcome to In the Crosshairs. It's been a little while, I apologize. My travel schedule gets a little crazy, but I've got to make time to do this. And hopefully you appreciate it. I'd love the feedback. Let me know what you all think. Either on Twitter or on Facebook, wherever this happens to pop up. Yesterday was 9/11. Unbelievable celebration, I think, for in many places honoring those 3,000 and some odd people that died that day 15 years ago. I was working in New York back then, doing the NFL Today. We weren't allowed to go back there for a week. After we did, I mean, my lasting memory is seeing that skyline without those buildings. It was crushing. I mean, I was born there in Brooklyn and at Mount Sinai Hospital, so I've got a little bit of a connection to New York. My lasting memory of that time is Jerry Glanville and I got in a cab and got as close as we could and then walked down most of the way and stopped at a fire station right on the way down there, not too far from Ground Zero. And we were talking to some of the firemen and actually two policemen that were right on the corner. Probably 3 or 4 of them. 2 of them started crying, just recounting the memory of that time, the memory of being down there at the towers and watching people jump out of the towers and have to stand there and watch people do that. And that's something that mentally had scarred those people for life. And I mean, they were literally crying. And I will never forget that. I'll never forget the unbelievable spirit of the people of New York City. And you can never forget how strong they were and amazingly resilient they were. That to me is 9/11. It's not a song, it's not a remembrance a year later or 15 years later. It's the amazing people of New York. But let's move on to things that we saw yesterday and this weekend over the football time that we had. Some protests about the flag and the anthem. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You're perfectly allowed and you have every right to say and do anything you want in this country because it is the best country in the world. We are free and you have that freedom. Now, I also have that freedom to think you're being an ass and think it's unnecessary and think it does a disservice to the people that have served our country and died for our country. Because that anthem and that flag are very special. And I would propose that yesterday on 9/11, I've made this point in the last couple weeks, was a weekend not to do that. And what if you chose to do that? I don't think it should be held against you, but I don't think it should ever be forgotten. That you chose that weekend for this to be about you, because it wasn't about you. It was about those 3,000 people. And it was about that action was taken against us as a country, including the people that decided to kneel, raise their fists, or whatever. But on to the NFL. NFL yesterday, starting Thursday night with that game. Well, the games were amazing. The NFL has proven they're not serious about head injuries. They won't protect Cam Newton. They won't throw penalties on headshots. They pick up flags. I don't take them seriously at all. College football has done a much better job of that, though they dropped the ball badly in that Texas Notre Dame game, I thought, late with that hit on Torrey Hunter Jr. But in general, I thought college football has done a much better job. But the games, as far as Sunday went, I mean, Carson Wentz, great debut. Russell Wilson being Russell Wilson. The New York Giants coming back and beating Dallas. Sterling Shepard from Oklahoma. Being a great find for the Giants. This is really fun stuff to watch. But is it as fun as watching Jack Del Rio go for 2 to win the game? Jack, you're the best. You always have been. You do things your way. I love it. And then the comebacks in general. We had a lot of comebacks yesterday, and those were fun to watch. Oh, and by the way, the New England Patriots, no Tom Brady, Jimmy Garoppolo, they won again. So a lot of mad people out there because, as you know, we have a lot of Patriot haters among our football fans. There's something that's going to happen tonight. It's not just a doubleheader for Monday night in general. LA at San Francisco. And I was born in New York, but I grew up in Los Angeles. And there's just something special now that it's back after 20 odd years of an LA football team playing against a Bay Area or San Francisco football team. It was a great rivalry when both teams mattered. It was unbalanced when it didn't matter. But I think we've got it back. These teams are pretty close to each other. I'm looking for a great game, and I have to be biased in this and wish my former team the best of luck of making an unbelievable rivalry about this again starting tonight. Going back to college football real quick. Week 2, not a lot of great games, some good upsets. I mean, Central Michigan going to Oklahoma State and winning was amusing. Lamar Jackson, another amazing game for Louisville. But this weekend, starting Thursday night, you've got Houston at Cincinnati, you've got Florida State at Louisville, you've got Bama at Ole Miss, you've got Michigan State at Notre Dame, and you have Ohio State at Oklahoma. You can't ask for better games than that. It's week 3 will be an amazing time. I'll close this again with the words of my guy Freddie Solomon. Whatever we do, however we do it, always strive to be better. It's not that hard. Just be better. All right? That's it for today. Talk to you later.